Hi, welcome to Empower's Yoga Flow program. I am Sierra Madre and I'm here to take you through a full upper body stretch. So this is really great after a big arm day and you just want to relieve any sort of that lactic acid or tension or just sort of soreness that can be inside your body. So you can always pair this with the full body flow that we've already learned, or you can just do this on its own. We're going to start standing with our feet hip distance apart. You're going to take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, and let's just start with some nice, deep breaths. So pulling the shoulders backwards, making sure the rib cage isn't flaring. You want to tuck that in, and then lift your chin up. So we're really opening up the chest space and helping decompress the thoracic spine. So let's take 5 breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In and out. In and out. In and out. Now we're going to keep breathing only through the nose. I want you to inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, we're going to cactus the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades back, keeping your fingers spread nice and wide. And I want you to keep dropping your elbows all the way down until they're right by your side there. So if I were to be facing forward, nice big breath in. Exhale, squeezing the shoulders back. Squeezing the elbows as close as you can get to your sides. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze those arms down. Do that 2 more times. Big breath. Exhale. Last one. Big breath in. Exhale. Good. Now we're going to keep our palms facing down and just start to twist. Good. You might want to keep a little bend in your knees. So if you see me from the side, I'm bending so that my whole body isn't twisting, but just my torso, just through the core, through the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Opening up your hands nice and wide. And we're going to pull them back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Interlace your hands behind the back, drawing the shoulders back, lifting your chin up nice and high, and then start to fold forward. This is a great shoulder stretch. Make sure your knees are bent a whole bunch. Let your head relax, and then start to lift your hands off your lower back. It's really important that you keep your fingers active here, and that you keep your palms together. Now just sort of be where you are without trying to change it, without trying to move away from it. And let's take 3 more deep breaths together. In through the nose. And out through the nose. In through the nose. And out through the nose. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Rest your hands. Let them hang down to the ground like a rag doll and just sort of sway. Let's even grab opposite elbows. And just sway side to side, feeling all that heaviness in the shoulders and the chest. Good. Let's bring our hands onto the mat and step into a plank. Drop your knees down. Good. So this one not only helps stretch, but it also helps strengthen for a really good posture. We're going to take our left hand directly to the middle of our mat. Make sure your knees are hip distance apart. Then take your right arm and reach it all the way up. So we want to make sure that we're stacked, that if you were to be looking from the front, which I can show you here, you'd be in one straight line. Next, to get a little bit more of a twist, you're going to try and swing your hips over to the left. And you'll notice just how hard that is to keep yourself stacked when you start to move the hips. So let's just hold this for 3. I'm going to come back to center. 2 and 1. Take that right hand, you're going to wrap it all the way down, dropping your shoulder to the mat. And twist. We call this twisting child's pose.
I love you.
Okay, other side. Right hand's coming right into the middle of the mat. Inhale your left arm up. We want to try and find ourselves stacked. So that means you really have to squeeze your tricep, keeping your whole shoulder active so that you're not dropping out to the side. Active, engaged, pushing your arm down and reaching your arm up. Then we're just going to try and sway the hips. Just tap them over to the right side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that left hand, bring it all the way down. Right hand's coming just out in front of your face for twisting child's pose. Now, if you ever feel like you're moving too fast or you didn't quite get the stretch, you can always pause the video, work on it, finding the alignment, looking a little deeper at what I'm doing, and then trying on your own. Remember, this whole purpose of this is to get you better acquainted with your body and really learn how to engage different parts in a very specific way. So we're compartmentalizing the movements and building a deeper relationship with our own selves and our own bodies. Good. Let's come back up onto all fours. We're just gonna do some cat-cows. Really good for shoulder mobility. Remember, when we inhale, we're arching the back, looking up, shoulders down and back. When we exhale, we're rounding forward. Try closing your eyes, going inward. Last 2. And 1. Good. Now we're gonna come onto our belly. This is probably one of my favorite stretches ever. It's super chill and super effective. So you wanna come onto your belly with your hands straight out to the side, no lower than your shoulders. So if they're too low, you're not gonna get an effective stretch. You want them to be at least shoulder height or even a smidgen higher. We're gonna start looking at our right hand and rest your head on the ground and then flip your right leg over. So we're using the momentum of gravity, so you're really not doing anything. Just make sure your chin is tucked in and rest your head on the ground and breathe. Now this is feeling pretty good for you and you want to go a little deeper into a spinal twist. You can always bend your right leg and just sort of let that knee open up, and this twists more into your lower back. If you want to focus more on the shoulders, use that extra hand you have to help push, and we're really thinking about rolling onto our left arm, laying down on it. Just be where you are. We're going to take 3 more breaths together. Nice, slow, steady breaths. Now on your next exhale, come onto your belly. Be really gentle as you unravel. We're just gonna switch our sides, so take your right arm out. Just gonna scooch a little bit so that you can see what's happening. Look to your left, and then flip your left leg over. Oof, my back just cracked. Cracks are good. It means you're expelling energy. It means you're releasing. If you want to go that little bit deeper in your twist, try bending your knee and letting that knee fall open. Let's take 5 more breaths together. Just close your eyes. Be where you are. Breathing with me. Last inhale. Let's slowly come back onto our bellies and press up onto all 4s. Good. So whenever we do a really deep stretch like that, it's important to find some more fluid movements to help move the energy. So let's just do some cat-cows. Really focusing on your neck, making sure your head is finding its full range of motion. Beautiful. Let's come down to a seated position. Finding any cross-legged position that feels good for you. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. I want you to hook your fingers together and then start to pull your elbows apart from one another. And this helps open up our rib cage horizontally. So usually it's kind of hard to find that space, but your rib cage expands 360. So it's not just the front, it also expands in the back and to the sides. When we do this, it helps unstick the fascia, the tissue, and all those tiny muscles in between each rib cage so that there's more space for your lungs to expand. Good, and if you can see, I'm just sort of swaying, rocking side to side, thinking about making lots of length. So from your elbow to the bottom of your rib is where we're trying to extend. Good. Reaching your hands out in front. I want you to fold all the way forward. Fully reaching your hands. Finding that little rock. We're going to start to walk our hands over to one side, just lining your chest up with the knee. And its focus is to square your shoulders. So if you notice how I'm kind of like this right now, my chest is facing forward, I want to turn my chest down. And this helps engage more of the back muscles all the way into the trapezius and the lats, all the way through the side body. You might even feel it in your armpit. One more breath. And then walking over to the other side, we're going to do the same thing. And I just want to acknowledge, I know that some of us are probably beginners and coming to this place in your flexibility might not be accessible. You might be all the way up here, and that's okay. It's just good to see where you can go and where you should be aiming for, because practice and consistency is what's going to take you there. Good. So try and square your shoulders and just keep twisting. Make sure both your butt cheeks are on the ground. Good. Coming back to center, I want you to interlace your fingers together and flip your palms up. And we're just going to shrug our shoulders all the way to our ears, getting as long as possible and finding a little lean to the left, to the right. Just creating as much space as possible. Good. So coming onto our bum with your feet in front, we're going to find reverse tabletop. And you'll notice I do the same poses over and over because some poses are just so good to practice every day for the overall health and functionality of your body. Reverse tabletop, shoulders back, hands pressed down, lift your hips. Try and make sure all your fingers and the first knuckle of your hand is pressing into the mat. We're holding 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your bum down. We're going to do a similar pose, a little easier, might be a little harder for some of you. So keep your knees bent, interlace your fingers behind your back, and then sort of kick it out like a kickstand, seeing as far back as you can reach it. Then gradually unbind your hands so that your palm can be on the ground. And it's essentially just trying to get your fingers as close together while your hands are behind you. You might be a little bit like this, rounded in. The only thing we're going to try and do here is take that bottom rib cage and start to lift it up to the ceiling. And your body's not going to go any further, but your breath is. Deep breath in and out. In and out. Last one, in and out. Good. We're going to finish today's practice lying all the way down onto our backs. Oh, no we're not, because I forgot the mic is on my back. So we're going to finish today's practice sitting on our mat. Good. I'm just sitting nice and tall. Take your shoulders, roll them down and back. Let's just get out any last kinks, rolling the neck around. And the other side. Breathing nice and easy and deep. Good. Let's just take 5 breaths. Breathing love in and breathing love out. Breathing peace in and breathing peace out. Breathing in gratitude and breathing gratitude all the way out. Bring your hands to prayer. Open your eyes. Thank you for practicing today. Have a beautiful day. Remember, you can return to the breath at any point throughout your day. You can always find little ways to incorporate yoga. Whether you're sitting or standing or in a meeting, just remember you don't have to be stagnant and still. You can always find those little micro ways to self-love and to self-heal. Love you so much. Have a great day. Namaste.